Hello, this is Brian with Blastbeat ATX, aka Blastbeat Industries. Still in Austin, still dying of cedar fever. My allergies are just horrible, and I feel like my head's doing that thing from Scanners. At least not yet. I think I got a new shirt for you here. We got Cruel Hand. If I pull it up a little bit, Cruel Hand Hardcore. Guess what they sound like? But Portland, Maine. How many of y'all know bands from Portland, Maine? How many of y'all remember Maine as a state? That's a more northeastern corner of the United States. There's a huge Navy base up there, so it's glad these guys are out on the road and doing it and representing the far corners of New England. But that's not what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about today is I sit here at lunchtime on a Sunday. I think we got an hour and a half left, something. We got a football game today that involves these two gentlemen, Patrick Mahomes, yoink, and Deshaun Watson. They're going to, bam, play each other today. They got the divisional round playoffs, Chiefs versus the Texans. Now, I'm kind of torn because Houston Texans, that's my favorite team. But Patrick Mahomes, that's my favorite player. So I don't know how to feel about this. I do know how I feel about one thing, and that's ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Sports. I guess it's the 24-hour news cycle. They got to say something, but they're saying a whole lot of nothing. I really don't like how they all just assume the Chiefs are going to win this game and go on and play the Titans. Not so fast, because this guy here had one of the all-time great college careers. Now, this guy here, he's, probably the most popular player in the NFL, one of them. He had a losing record at Texas Tech. I can't remember the guy who he replaced. He replaced one of those Johnny All-America weirdos, and I can't remember off the top of my head. You're on the internet, look it up. The guy who Patrick Mahomes replaced was a flame out at Texas Tech, even though he was one of those five-star recruits and all that. I don't think that stuff means a whole lot. All those guys can bench press the same. The difference between Patrick Mahomes and a weirdo working at Ace Rent-A-Car or something is up here. They all have the same physical gifts. They can all throw the football the same distance. It's the same with basketball, same with baseball. It's all the difference is up here. So he's had a great career. He had a terrible college career. Now this guy, Deshaun Watson, everyone forget he won back-to-back national championships at Clemson. Now, he's been streaky with the Texans. Sometimes he looks like the second coming of Joe Montana, and sometimes he looks like Steve Urkel. I blame that more on an inconsistent offensive line and my least favorite Houstonian, Bill O'Brien. I do not like Bill O'Brien. I wish they would send him back to Pennsylvania. Here's why. He was Joe Paterno's replacement at Penn State. All right. To my knowledge, he wasn't involved in the scandal up there, but I don't want my team associated with that crap at all. He can go back up north and pretend to not see what certain coaches are doing in the locker room. I don't want that involved in the Houston Texans at all, and he's a living reminder of it. Because he's another one. He didn't see anything. Nobody saw anything. We're way off topic here. We're not talking about Bill O'Brien and him being a scumbag. We're talking about Bill O'Brien potentially ruining Deshaun Watson's career. Not the way Jeff Fisher ruined Vince Young's career, but it is not a given that he is going to win this game, especially since he's got a lineman that's not going to, or not an offensive lineman, a defensive lineman. Chris Jones, I believe, he ain't playing today. They tried to do workouts this morning, and they said on the news his knee's not feeling funny, or it is feeling funny. He's going to have to sit today. So this is why they play the game, right? We're going to find out here in a couple hours who's going to win the battle and go to the conference championship game. And by the way, if Houston wins, Houston got the division title over Tennessee. This game will be in NRG Stadium. Excuse me again. I told you about the allergies. But what does this mean for you, the collector? That's the real point of this. We don't sit here and talk about issues and all that. I apologize for the Bill O'Brien rant. Not to him, to you. Bill O'Brien. So, what does this mean to you? This means that if you can't tell right here, both of these cards are out of the same set. This is the 2017 Donruss football set. This is the one that I showed you the complete set video 2 weeks ago now. this is turning out to be an 83 draft kind of situation where it looks like there's going to be a lot of people going to the Hall of Fame and having really nice careers out of this draft. And he would have to screw up really hard. Patrick Mahomes would have to screw up hard to ruin his reputation and legacy at this point. And keep in mind, both these guys have only been in the league 3 years, right? 3 full seasons. But if he wins the game today, Deshaun Watson's narrative all of a sudden changes. All of a sudden, it's, maybe he is one of the all-time greats. Maybe he is one of the future Hall of Famer, definitely one of the heroes of the Houston Texans. So my advice to everyone is if you haven't stockpiled these already, keep doing it. Now, this one is probably worth twice as much as this one before the game today. If the Chiefs win, that's going to stay the same. Texans win, these might start evening up a little bit, but no matter what happens, these cards ain't going down in value. At least not this year. At least not yet. I would definitely recommend everyone try to get a hold of more of them, and the ones you have, I would think twice about selling them. Not yet. I mean, sometimes stuff comes up. If you got to buy a carburetor for your car or something, or your kids need shoes or whatever it is, then that's a real situation, and this is the silliness industry. Please sell them. But if this is like what you do after work, after school, how you relax, make a couple extra bucks, that sort of thing, hang on to the cards. Hang on to the cards. This story ain't done yet. This is like walking out of the 77 Star Wars halfway through. It's, the Empire's got this one. I know how this is going to end. Darth Vader's got this wrapped up. Are you sure? Let's sit here and watch the game. Watch the game. Let's see what happens. So I guess we'll do a part 2 of this. I'll hit y'all up later this afternoon after the game's over. Because what's the evening game? It's Green Bay and somebody. I can't remember. Panthers? No, it's not the Panthers. Or is it? I don't know. There's another game afterwards. When that one starts, I'll come back and we'll hit how we feel about these 2 cards here. I feel great about them. I hope you do too. So while we're watching the game, because I know all y'all are going to be, have the TV up in front of you and have the phone right here, man, hit like, hit subscribe, share the link. There's a share button down there. Tell your friends. I'm not a talking head like the weirdos in New York and the weirdos in LA. I'm letting you know what's happening right here on Blastbeat ATX with Brian at Blastbeat Industries. See you after the game.